Did you know common home improvement projects require a permit? And working without a permit can really cost you. General Inspection Supervisor Ray Scarla has more.
Something as simple as taking down an existing light and putting a fan up requires a building permit from the City of Phoenix. So if you're going to put one in, make sure that the box that you're installing the fan on is rated for ceiling fans. This ceiling outlet box, which is the standard for light fixtures, is not adequate to support a ceiling fan. This is a type of device used to install one in an existing attic where maybe you're running a new line and you need to support that off of the trusses in the attic space. And this one could replace the standard ceiling outlet box.
And make sure it says acceptable for fan support.
You have to make sure that when you install this fan that the electrical connections are done properly. Always make sure that you ground any device that you put in. The safest installation is the one that's grounded.
Anything that you're going to do as far as home improvement is going to require a permit when you're involving gas. What we're looking for at Ruffin is we're looking to make sure that we have a lot of safety devices in place, all of the required code devices for your protection. You've got a shutoff right here that is required to be within 3 feet of the fireplace. Sometimes when fireplaces are installed after the fact, these types of safety devices do not get included, and that's one reason it's very important that a permit is obtained and that proper inspections are done. The other types of appliances that are commonly done after the fact and that do require a building permit are things such as fireplaces on the outside, fire pits, barbecues, pool heaters, torch lighting, and those types of items that accent your rear yards.
And they all require permits, with one exception.
This is an example of a barbecue stub out that's put in by the builder. Oftentimes it's okay to use it to install a barbecue as long as it's a hose connected nominal BTU device. If you get into anything larger or you decide to go underground and tee off with something else, you definitely need to get a permit.
And if you're not sure what a hose-connected BTU device is, you might want to call the Development Services Department. Inspectors check that proper materials are used, no gas leaks are present, pressure is good, and proper safety devices are in place.
We want you safe. We want your home, your neighborhood, your community safe.
Anytime you tie into the potable water system and there's a possibility of doing anything wrong, you need to have a permit and have an inspection.
For homeowners, this typically involves water softeners and sprinkler irrigation systems.
This is your safety right here. And if the water draws back on a negative pressure, and if it's working properly, it will spill out through all the vent holes right here. Will help you from drawing any contaminants into your house, whether organic or inorganic, because you have dirt, other contaminants, fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides that you use on your lawn, and you try not to get any access to your household water system where you can get sick. The permit process is very simple. You apply for the permit, they'll ask you for a small schematic possibly of what type of sprinkler system you're putting in. They'll ask you to make sure you put in a vacuum breaker on your hose bib and an atmospheric vacuum breaker on your supply line to your irrigation system. And the inspector will come out, take a look at it. He'll let you know if everything's been done correctly. If everything's been done correctly, you'll get a green tag and you'll get a certificate of completion in the mail.
Here are 2 other common home improvement projects that require a permit.
Another one of the more prevalent projects that homeowners do that requires a permit is the installation of a new gas or electric water heater. And we look for a few simple things when we come do the inspection. We're looking for the T&P, the temperature and pressure relief line, to make sure it discharges the outside of the building. We're looking for the proper gas flex, the installation, the length, the type. And we're looking to make sure they're using the properly rated gas valve because there's different pressure ratings.
Remember, patio covers are another item that requires permits. Permit fees pay for inspection services, and the inspector is going to come out and make sure that you've done the job properly, adequately, that the footings are deep enough, that the structure is sound enough so that in a high wind, your patio cover doesn't fly over and injure your neighbor. Often we're called out to neighborhoods on complaints for non-permitted construction. People that they don't know that they need a permit for their patio cover, or the storage shed that's 150 square feet that are putting up, and their neighbors don't like it. Their neighbors call us and we come out. The process is that you will receive a citation for that construction if a permit is not obtained very promptly. You'll be put into a program called the 114 program, where the fees increase, where the cost will be greater to you, time constraints will be put on your job, and that is if the thing that you built is even allowed to be where you put it. It is possible that you're going to have to tear that down and bear the cost of removing that construction that you created because you didn't follow the right permit procedure. So please, check with your building department. Contact the City of Phoenix. Make sure that what you're building can be there, and find out how to do it properly so it'll be safe for you and your neighbors.